Hi guys, in this video we will be talking about a data type called dictionaries in Python. Uh, if you are familiar with JavaScript, uh, the closest possible relative to dictionary would be an object in JavaScript. So dictionaries are similar to that of objects with a key and a value. So if you're planning to define a dictionary, let's say I would like to define a dictionary called user info, and then with that user info, let's say I have something called as first name, using first name, and then let's say I do called as Bowen, and then last name I want to define it as yes, let's say age, I want to define some number, let's say I want to define something called as 20. Why not? So, and then I want to define something called as is online, and I want to define a variable called as boolean with true. I also I can choose to say let's say favorite books, and I can basically define a list as well in this dictionary, and I can call that as, let's say, sci-fi, or I would like to give as movie genres, or sorry, book genres, sci-fi, or it could be thrillers. So these are, let's say, an information that I would like to hold in the dictionary. And from dictionary point of view, I could also define another dictionary inside that. For example, let's say I have something called as preferences, and I would like to define another dictionary. And inside that dictionary, I would like to say um, dark theme to true. And then I would like to say dashboard, and I would like to just initialize some random value, say like this. So this is a dictionary. So if I print this dictionary in the sort of after I execute this cell, and also I can check the type as well. Let me check the type of this dictionary as well. So if I do that, I need to put a comma here. Yeah. So as you can see, it got created with a dictionary, and the definition of that is also like a dictionary. Now, if I were to define an empty dictionary, then I can choose to do so by, let's say, I want to create a temporary dictionary. I can simply create something like this. And if I just print temp, you can see that an empty dictionary has been initialized. And if I say print with type of temp, you can see that dictionary is it's belonging to the type dictionary. Now I can also define an empty dictionary, and I can basically initialize a value to it as well. Let's say I would like to initialize a value of a um, with 1, and then I would like to initialize the value of b with 2, and then I would like to initialize the value of c with 3.0, just to give you the variations. And if I print temp, I would like to show you print with, let's say, before, and then let me do after, and then let me refer that variable here, put a colon here. Now when I do that, as you can see, so before is basically an empty dictionary, whereas after it got assigned with the new set of values. So if you are planning to reference a value, you can simply specify a dictionary, in this scenario temp, and then use the square brackets to reference that value. It's going to print the value of 1, as you see here. Now if I were to modify an existing value, I can use the same logic. Let's say from temp 1, I would like to replace that with temp 1.0, like a decimal type. Then if I try to print temp here, then you can see that it got updated with temp 1.0 from temp 1, from just 1. So this is how you would basically perform updates to, keys or items within that particular dictionary. So now that we have covered the basics of dictionary, not only like this, you can also initialize an empty dictionary as well. So for example, I would like to define another underscore temp, and then if I define it like this, it is still going to be treated as a dictionary. So another temp, you see it's still going to be treated as. So these are the multiple ways in which you can initialize a dictionary and also, add values to it or, modify values of it. So now let's look at the methods that, we can perform on a dictionary. So let me print user info again, and you can see that this is a dictionary that I've got. So what I could also do is, let's say I want to get a value of first name, right? So now if I try to access directly, let's say user underscore info, and I say f name, something like that. And if I try to execute it, it's going to throw me a key error. So if I have to work around this problem, then there is a method called get. So what I will do is like, I'll look for a key called get, let's say f name. And if for whatever reason that does not exist, then what I can do is like key is not available. I can bring, sort of print a customized output for that. So if you want to, capture it with an exception or something, or with a try except block, then you can definitely use the other one. But in general, if you want to, display a meaningful, message out of it, then you would use the get method. If in case the value was there already, then it would return that particular value. So in this case, imagine that I have to copy this first name and then refer that here. Then it's going to print that particular value here. Yeah. Now, if I were to simply refer to the keys of it, then what I will do is like I'll simply say userinfo.keys. This method is going to return me all the keys associated with that dictionary. Now, if I have to get the values of it, then I'll simply use key dot values, and it's going to give me the values associated with that particular, keys directly in that order. Now, if I say user info dot items, then it's gonna give me the keys and the items in the form of a tuple, as you can see here, right? So it's gonna give me first the key followed by the value in the form of a tuple, which I can use for manipulations in for loops and so on. Now, if I use the pop method, I can say that, for example, userinfo.pop. But before that, let me say I want to define a some key called temp and say like nothing. Typo. Yeah. So now if I print user info, it also has temp key and nothing. Now what I'm gonna do is like I'm gonna have a user info dot pop, and I'm gonna pass the key of temp. As soon as I do that, and I say I print user info, you can see that the temp is gone now. So with temp, you can basically pop the key that you're planning to disregard from that particular dictionary. So it will totally remove that key value pair. Now there is also another item called a pop item. Now let me execute that cell to reinitialize that with the temp. Now what it does is like so let's say user info dot pop item. So when I do that, and then if I print user info, by default whatever that got inserted at the end is going to get removed with the pop item. So that's the usage of pop item, that whatever that got inserted last, if you would like to remove it, then you would basically use pop item. So one more thing that we can also use is use the update method. Like if you would like to update it with a new key and a value, then what you can do is like user info dot update, and if you look at it, you can pass basically a key and a value. It's similar to that of whatever that I was telling you guys before. So let's say you have a um, you have a key called temp, and let's say you want to update it with a value of nothing, and print user info. It basically included that particular key and a value. So with this way, it is an alternate way for you to update as well. I think it would also allow you to add more items as well. So for example, let's say I wanna, update temp1 with nothing, comma, again temp2 with nothing. Then if I print user info after this, you can see that temp1, temp2 all got updated basically. So if you are planning to update multiple keys in a sort of a single shot, then this is another way to update rather than using assignment operator using the square brackets like what we saw earlier. Now you could also use a delete method, I guess. So it's been a while since I tried that. So let me also show you that. So if you pass the key here and let's say print user info, then it sort of removed the temp key value from it. So basically you can use you know pop as well with the key, or you can also use this sort of method as well for you to you know um, remove an item. So let me also remove temp1. The reason why I'm doing that is to show you guys in the for loop. So let's also remove temp2. Now print user info. It's back to original one. So this is how you would basically perform different operations on a dictionary. Now let's go to the looping in dictionary. So because I have that user info, I can loop it in multiple ways. For example, I can say key comma for key comma value in, let's say, dict. When I say dict, it's gonna be user info dot items, because you guys are aware already that when I use dict dot items, I'll be getting it in the form of a tuple. I guess, yeah, items, I would be getting that in the form of a tuple, as you can see here. And then let me uh, print, let's say, key, comma, value. If I do that, you can see the key got printed along with the values, alongside of it. I could also, use dict.keys or dict.values as well. So for example, for key in, user info dot keys, and say print key. If you want to access a key, then that's totally possible. Also, if you want to print, let's say for value in user info dot values, and then you want to print that value, then that's totally fine as well. So with this way, I mean, or mechanism, you will be able to easily, manipulate or iterate on items in the list. Now, if you would like to do a sorted, thing, then that is also totally possible. So for example, I could also perform some sorting here and say sorted, and then I would like to iterate on keys that are sorted. Then, as you can see, it started by ascending order A, comma F, A, F, and then it went again FA followed by FI. So sort of. So it also sort of gives you in an ascending order fashion as well. So likewise, you can do multiple operations in dictionaries, using loops and so on. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching the video, and please do give a thumbs up and subscribe. Um, I hope I'll be posting other videos as well. Thank you.